Welcome to another episode of The Sales Genius. It's the podcast where we turbocharge your sales, marketing, and business strategies with insights from the world's top experts. I'm your host, Joe Ingram, the Sales Genius. Today, we have a truly groundbreaking guest. You're going to enjoy this. Joining us is Jonathan Mast, a pioneer in AI prompting and digital innovation. Jonathan's helped over 400,000 entrepreneurs. Just look at that again. 400,000 entrepreneurs and business professionals harness AI to save time, increase profits, deliver exceptional value. He's the founder of Whitebeard Strategies. And when you see the logo, you're going to love it. And a leading voice in making AI approachable, actionable, and incredibly profitable for businesses of all sizes. So today we're going to dive deep into AI and AI prompting, exploring practical strategies you can implement immediately to streamline operations, enhance your marketing, grow your business without getting lost in all the tech jargon. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a marketer, or just a sales professional, this episode is packed with actionable insights you won't want to miss. Let's get it started.
This podcast is for the sales professionals at every level. If you want to convert more prospects into paying customers, then you're in the right place. Because Joe has spent the last 3 decades mastering buying behaviors, personality types, emotional and logical triggers. This is the Sales Genius Podcast. It's only a numbers game if you want educated. It's time to get educated. Let's go. Educated. Want to learn how to close deals. Want to learn how to sell more. That's what we're here for at Sales Genius. Let's go.
All right, I'm bringing up Brian Galkey. Welcome back, Brian Galkey, founder of Subtle Skills, co-host to multiple shows at this point. Brian's got shows everywhere. So, and I do want to bring up our guest trainer, Jonathan. Jonathan, thank you so much. Thrilled. We were talking off screen. Everybody else you missed it, right? No, Brian was talking. Brian and Jonathan met in person a year ago, right? Mm-hmm. And I know that's how we connected. And so I'm just grateful you're here because sometimes entrepreneurs have a hard time even spelling AI. So I think it's definitely going to be a good thing to have somebody help us to understand what we could do as business owners. Because again, you know, ChatGPT comes out with 5.0. We've got all these different versions of everything that's coming out, and everything's getting smarter, and it's getting wicked cool on what you can do, and you won't know what's real and what's not. All right, as it's coming forward. But Jonathan, what I'm hoping for today is let's give enough information to people that they can say, for one, he knows his stuff, right? I need to follow him. And where would I follow him? I would say, you know what I need to do is I need to go over to your website, jonathanmast.com. On that page, you'll see a whole bunch of blogs, stuff like that. And there's actually a little place that says schedule a meeting with them. That's just amazing. I don't know why you would do that. People would actually get a hold of you that way.
Crazy. Madness.
Yeah, welcome. Thanks for joining us here on Sales Genius.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here and dive in and add value. So I'm looking forward to the comments and everything else as we go through. Like you said, I just believe that, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship and sales, that not leveraging AI, it would be kind of like saying I needed to fly to LA from Michigan, where I'm at, and deciding I wanted to walk instead of taking a flight. There would be absolutely no good reason to do that I could think of. So I'm really excited today. I want to talk about just some basics in AI, some of the most common questions I get asked, and then hopefully, again, we can take some questions and from you guys, from everybody else, and see what we can add into that. So to start off, though, I want to deal with, if I can, with the most common question I get asked, and that's, what's the perfect AI tool? Everybody wants to know, what's the perfect AI tool? And I'm going to burst your bubble, but I'm going to make it easy. Yeah, go ahead.
The one you use.
Thank you. Thank you. It's exactly it, Joe. It's whatever one you have access to. There isn't a perfect tool. And if there was one, it would change tomorrow or later this week because there'll be a new AI announcement. But I know how it is. As entrepreneurs and salespeople, we get that bright, shiny object syndrome and we go, oh, I want to have the best tool. We don't need the best tool. We just need a tool. And any of the AI tools that are out there will allow you to leap so far ahead of where you are without them. Don't worry about the perfect tool. I don't care. It can be ChatGPT, can be Claude, it can be Google Gemini, it can be free tools like Meta AI and Mistral. Those are fine. It can be the free tools from China if you want. They're all going to allow you to leap so far ahead. So I love to start with that because everybody wants to know what's the perfect tool. And I'll be happy to share the ones I use. But just like Joe said, the perfect tool, it's the one that you have. It's the one that you're using because it will allow you to do things that your competition's not. And now there is truly never been a better time in my life. I'm in my 50s. I've been through sales. I've been through multiple companies. There's never been a better time to be implementing these technologies. And candidly, for you old guys like me, there's never been a better technology for those of us over 40 because AI amplifies skill and experience, and we've got it. That means we can use AI in ways that others cannot. And it doesn't mean it's not useful if you're 20 or 30. It is. But trust me, if you're like me in your 50s, you can crush it with AI because it will amplify your skill and experience. And I really want you to embrace that because it is so incredibly important. So that's the first one. The second question I get, everybody wants to know is, great, how do I get it to give me good responses? Well, it's actually really simple. All of the AI models that we're going to talk about are large language models. Now, there's image AI we can talk about, and audio AI and video AI, but we're going to talk about the basics, your ChatGPT, your Microsoft Copilot, your Google Gemini, those are all what are called large language models, and they're trained in what's called natural language processing. And as entrepreneurs and salespeople, we have something going for us. We talk. And so what we need to do is simply talk to the model. Now, my big hack that I want to encourage you all to do, whether you're on a PC or Mac or whether you're using your phone, all of those devices support doing something that comes very natural to us as entrepreneurs, and that's talking. So instead of having to type, we can use, and you don't have to use the voice mode, by the way. You can literally, again, on a Mac, PC, or your phone, you can put the cursor in the box for your prompt for your AI, and you can just press your microphone and it will transcribe in real time what you're saying. I'll demonstrate it to you guys in a couple minutes. And it is such an incredible way to prompt AI. And I talk about prompt, that's what we mean when we say communicate with it, because it is a natural language model. So don't stress about overcomplicating the perfect prompt and figuring out how to do things. And by the way, my hint, don't try to save every prompt that you think is going to be good because you're never going to get back to using them. We call it prompt hoarding because it's like a hoard. You never actually can find the stuff on the bottom when you need it. What we do want to teach you to do is we want to teach you a prompt framework. But I saw, Joe, you raised your hand. What do you?
No, I said guilty. Guilty. I was muted, but I was like, guilty. Yes, I've got down the whole side. I've got 1 million of them that are rolling down on my ChatGPT. Yes.
It's natural. We all want to do that. We're like, oh, I want that prompt and I want that prompt and I want that prompt. But the reality is when it comes time to use it, finding that prompt takes longer than it does just if I know how to communicate with it up front. So I mentioned earlier, we use a term called prompting. Prompting is nothing special. It's not some science. It's not some magic. It means talking to AI. Much like you might text your spouse or a coworker or email them. It's the same type thing. We just call it prompting when we're dealing with AI. And it's super simple. Again, we'll demo a little bit of that here in a couple minutes to you guys. But when you're doing that, one of the things I'll show you is instead of prompt hoarding, remember a framework. I'm a big believer in frameworks. If you're an entrepreneur, I'm sure you are as well. Frameworks allow us to apply to any situation and not to have to, again, keep that massive prompt hoarding library. So those are some of the key things we want to do. Joe, before I dive in and share my screen, are there any specific questions that you want to make sure I address? Because I want to make sure we're adding value to the audience here. Anything specific you want me to do before I dive in?
Oh, absolutely. So I do get text off of this. For some people, everybody likes to watch it and then text me questions. I don't know why. Brian, you can raise your hand if you're ready to come back up. So there you go. I was like, all of a sudden, Brian disappeared. I don't know what happened.
I had to turn on the air. I was getting hot.
Okay. I was like, he's gone. But yeah, not forgotten. So no, but I do have a couple questions that came in, right? One of them that started off with the easy thing is, what is the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs make when it comes to the AI thing? And I wasn't sure if it wasn't the using it part, but I think more so that anybody who's non-tech savvy, right, sits there and goes, I don't even know how to start. Right.
And that's a very common thing. First of all, don't feel bad about it. AI overwhelm is real. It happens all the time. Joe, you mentioned I've got a community of over 400,000 entrepreneurs I work with. It's the most common thing that I hear as far as, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. Right. And that's natural. By the way, if you guys will probably figure out during this training, I am diagnosed with ADHD and I embrace it in the fullest. And sometimes that means I suffer from something that I call can't remember stuff. And my wife calls it can't remember something else. Right. So if I blank in the middle, it's not because I don't care. It's because my ADHD brain just went an entirely different direction. But if you're feeling that overwhelm, I think the biggest thing, Joe, that is happening is that too many entrepreneurs are not trying it. They're not literally starting to play around with AI. There's nothing that it's going to do that's going to cause you any harm whatsoever. Nothing. It's not going to hurt you. So start playing around with it. That will allow you to learn so much. It's like any other new tool that you get. If you're a tech guy and well, we're probably not because we're entrepreneurs, but let's just say we love the latest technology, the latest computer, the latest phone. When you get it, you don't know how to use it. How do you learn it? You start playing around with it. And we want to do the same thing across the board. So that's definitely what I recommend. And again, as we talked up front, whatever tool you have is a perfect tool to start with. So I don't know if that answers your question, Joe, but absolutely. We see that all the time.
So the next thing we have as entrepreneurs, right? Not saying this has happened to me, right? But as an entrepreneur, you start your business, you start going ADHD, 3 on the screen right here. Right? I thought I'd be thinner with ADHD, so maybe it's just ADD. But we tend to chase the shiny object, right, and run after it, and then so many friends, family, significant others will be sitting there saying, oh my god, another thing. Oh, what, now AI is the next great thing that's going to help you make your $1 million and go through, right? How does somebody look and answer that ROI question that says, what is the return on this investment? How much time can I put into something before I have to say no? And we've all chased something that was wrong. I personally believe AI is the right partner to go with. I have an actual one called Business Partner in mind, where it knows everything about my business. And it knows anytime I want to talk about my business, I'm like, hey, let me go bounce something off of it. And I'm bouncing it off of me and everything in the large language model. So
absolutely. And again, I think it's so common. We've all done that. We've chased technology. So here's the good news. To get started in AI, you don't need to spend a penny. There's free tools out there that will let you dip your toe in the water, so to speak, literally without you spending a dime. Now, I will tell you that I think $20 for ChatGPT may be one of the world's best investments that an entrepreneur can make. It is so cheap. Many of you, though, are already using Microsoft products for your email or Google products for your email. And if you are, you almost assuredly have access to Microsoft Copilot, or you have access to Google Gemini. Preferably Google Gemini. I'm opinionated. I prefer it, but both are good. And just start using those. You're not going to have to pay any more money. You already get those. And what I encourage you to do if you're getting started is pick something that we don't like doing as entrepreneurs. One of my favorites is SOPs. Now, my wife, she's an operationally focused entrepreneur, so she's good at these. I'm not. I'm the ADHD entrepreneur. But I know SOPs are important for my team. I know there's SOPs my team needs that they've never gotten over the last 20 years that I've been in business because they got stuck up in my head and Jonathan didn't want to take the time to do it. Now with AI, this is the first great test. Think of something you need to teach your team how to do. Open up ChatGPT, open up Gemini, open up Copilot, and simply say, I need to create a standard operating procedure. I'm going to give you an outline, and I want you to turn it into a step-by-step SOP. That's it. Oh, and then end it, by the way, with ask me any questions you have. And then tell it what you want done. Don't worry if you miss a step. Don't worry if they're out of order. Don't worry if step 3 is the last thing you talk about in 27 steps, or if you miss 3 in the middle. You will find that you'll end up with an incredible SOP in literally minutes. The second thing I recommend there is email. How many times do you as an entrepreneur get an email that you know you need to take some time to respond to? You need to put boundaries in place. You need to do the right thing. But my goodness, we're busy and I don't want to write this. I don't want to tell them, oh, I don't know what to do. Take the email, copy and paste it into ChatGPT. And I'll say ChatGPT, it can be any AI, doesn't matter. So Joe sends me an email and I need to respond and draw some boundaries. I just copy his email into ChatGPT and I say, here's how I want to respond to Joe. And I want to let him know that what he's asking really isn't reasonable and I can't do that, but I want to do that professionally. And guess what? ChatGPT will write you a response that would have probably taken you 30 to 40 minutes to write. And it'll do it in a matter of moments, and you can edit it in 30 seconds and you're done. As an entrepreneur, if you can't save 30 minutes a day within the first 3 days of you trying to use AI a couple times, then call me, get on my group. We'll help you out. It's really that incredibly simple. It's not hard to do.
So this is the ADD kicking in. You mentioned group a few times. You mentioned you've helped over 400,000 entrepreneurs and everybody in this. You went through something kind of interesting. What, 2 months ago, a month ago?
Month and a half or so ago, yeah.
Yeah, a month and a half or so, where one of your Facebook communities was just gone, right?
Yes.
Is that? And so, like, that had to have shocked you of thinking a lot now, like, don't just build on one platform. So how are you retaining your audiences, everything? Because you took, I don't know how large that group was, but
about 400,000. Yeah.
What's that?
About 400,000
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was just gone, right?
It disappeared literally with no warning. We got so first and foremost, we expected this to happen. So I wasn't surprised. I'm not saying I was happy about it, but I wasn't surprised. Facebook is arbitrary and capricious on its best days. And that happens.
They love Joe too. So you're in good company.
Yeah. I literally got a message from Facebook that your group has been shut down due to suspected violations in terrorism. Okay. We talk about AI prompts, guys. Trust me, there is no terrorism going on in our group. That was it. It took me
exactly what a terrorist would say, John.
Yeah, I know. Guilty as charged. Here's the good news. We scrambled around. We did reached out to Facebook, which, by the way, it's really hard to find live people to talk to. It's possible. And about 24 hours later, we got an email back that said, your group is back. We apologize. Our algorithm our technology was overly aggressive. That's it. Group is back. It seems to be fine.
Right. So just accept it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the key is it was a known risk going in. We do that as entrepreneurs. We take risks based on reward. Why do I want to take that risk? Well, I get access to hundreds of thousands of people on Facebook really quickly and easily. Is there a risk? Yes. They're arbitrary and capricious, and I can lose it in a moment. It could be gone while I'm on this call, but it's worth it because of what we get in the upfront.
Wow. Yeah, everybody blew up about it. I saw your name. I mean, you became super popular. You were like Alex Hormozi for 24 hours, but in a different way.
Yeah, exactly. He made a lot more money than I did in that 24-hour period, though. Let me tell you.
What was it? 77 million in one day. So
yeah, last I heard, depending on the numbers, between 80 and 100 million in that 8-hour podcast, or webinar. Not bad.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I'm okay if this blows up for us all right now.
Yeah, absolutely, I'm game.
I have enough to share if I'm getting $80 million for doing a podcast. Let's go. So, okay, Now, again, Brian, that was great. I still do have other questions that are coming in, so I want to get to one of them. In the sales world, right? How do you find that balance? Right, I'm leaning on your expertise for my personal gain, right?
Go ahead.
How do you balance the automation with human touch when it comes to sales or marketing? Right? Is there
so important
areas that you go, dude, don't be stupid. AI should do all of this, and then you're like, and don't ever let AI do this. right? Because we're constantly juggling between, can a chatbot do it, or does a person have to do it? So
my rule on that is super, super simple.
Okay.
Always look at it not from your perspective, but from your prospect's perspective. If I'm sitting in the prospect's shoes, what do I prefer? And the reality is I prefer options. I don't prefer mandates. And that means, do we need chatbots that our prospects can talk to get information about our products and services? Yep. Do we need human beings that our prospects can talk to when they need information about our products and services? Yep. And here's the really cool thing. We also need AI tools that know everything about what we do and everything possible about our customers, so that when they're talking to the humans on our team, those humans can use AI to stay a step ahead of the prospect, answer their objections, help drive and move that conversation down a sales path in the proper way. And we can leverage it on both sides. What I don't recommend to anybody is going, and I am a sales guy, by the way, I know a lot of people aren't too. Let's face it, sometimes managing us is like herding cats, okay? There are entrepreneurs that would just like to get rid of us sales guys. I know that. That's not a good idea. And it's not because I'm a sales guy. The reality is we still buy from people. If I know what I want to buy from somewhere already, I'm just going to go to Amazon and buy it. I'm not going to contact anybody else. If you're not Amazon, I want to talk to a person, or at least have that option.
Right. As we just said with Facebook, trying to find a live person to talk to, right? I'm on the bad boy list for them.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. But mine was sitting there. I really upset them when they said this violates this. I said, no, it doesn't. And I kept saying, I said, re-review. And it kept coming back. And it was just a bot. And I was just
it was absolutely a bot. Yeah.
And so I did it like 50 times in a row. And I was like, no, re-review like that. And then it was like, bing, no. Now your account's shut down. And I was like, how did I piss off AI? It's not supposed to get mad at me yet.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be emotional, right? Yeah.
Right. Not until Skynet. So
exactly. And we're not there, by the way, if anybody's wondering, we're not there.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So as the entrepreneur, right, I want to try to scale my business, right? Give me some ideas, tips, tricks, tools that you would say, here's 3 things you should be looking at, right? Here's 2 systems you should be automating, right? You said like emails, it can do it. My question is, can I have it read all my emails for me and then filter them like an executive assistant would? Because
absolutely,
I haven't mastered that part yet. So
yeah, so a couple things. As entrepreneurs, we all have more to do than we have time in the day. And one of the things I'm a huge proponent of is having it help out with your email and task management. It absolutely can help do that. Different tools, and they're changing every day, can do different things for you. But if you don't want to use them, make sure that your team is using them, because that's where you're going to get the most value, the best ROI. Joe, you asked about ROI earlier. ROI comes from empowering your team to use these AI tools to better serve your clients, to save time, and ultimately make you more money. A couple things I would take a look at as an entrepreneur. One is my email. Yes, I use AI regularly to scan and read my email and give me suggested responses to that. And I should take it back. I don't do that. I have an operations person that manages almost all my email, but that's what she does. She's not reading them all. She's going through, she's then reading the drafts that are created and going, oh, wow, this would be a good response based on what Brian said. That's a lot faster than her having to go through everything else. So that's step one. But when we talk sales and marketing, AI gives us the ability to understand and to target our prospect like we've never had the ability to do so before. And I encourage you to use AI to really understand that prospect. If you're doing face-to-face sales or in-person sales, one of the things I recommend there is, before you hop on a call, we always know we're supposed to prep. I'll raise my hand. I'm guilty as charged. I don't always prep. What do I do instead? I now have AI read my entire client file, which, by the way, includes all the Zoom transcripts from the meetings we've had and everything else, includes all of my notes. And literally in seconds now, before I hop on that call, can say, here, Jonathan, you've got a call with Brian. Here's the things you said you were going to talk about. Here's the goal. And here's some of Brian's pain points that he mentioned, so you can make sure you bring them up. By the way, don't forget to mention this new product that we're releasing in 2 weeks. It's a direct fit for Brian's issue. I don't have to think as much anymore. I can now focus on building relationships and solving problems instead of being a clerk and remembering all the data. That's probably the biggest thing I think you can do in the sales department to help out.
Like it.
Wow. That was good.
And by the way, guys, this is all chat GPT stuff. None of this requires specialized tools and special CRM systems. All of this can be done with basic AI.
I love, what was it, last Monday they released agents? Or was
Yes.
that 2 weeks ago?
ChatGPT
I did
was
that. I
agent.
said, yeah, go do a call for speakers. And it brought back in seconds, whereas before I'd have to hire a VA or go look myself. And it just came back with everything. I mean, it's just amazing what you can ask it to do now.
It is absolutely, especially if you can connect it. So, we use Google's workspace for our email. I've connected my AI to that. So I can literally go in and have it help me manage my tasks. I can have it find emails for me. I can have it find conversation threads and pull them together. So Joe, if you and I have been exchanging emails in addition to our meeting notes, I can literally go in and say, pull all the emails from Joe regarding this topic, give me a quick summary. And about 30 seconds later, I've got it. And it's spot on. AI can hallucinate, but it doesn't do that generally when it's pulling data. If you're giving it data, it's a very good data analyst to bring that information back.
So I use Go High Level for my CRM. Do you integrate anything like with that and ChatGPT?
We use it as well. I don't do a direct integration with High Level, although it's ironic. I just had a meeting with them last week at a mastermind I was at, and they're like, Jonathan, we need to do more of this. And I'm like, let's do it. But I still use AI all the time with Go High Level because I use it for all of my marketing automation campaigns, my email drips, my landing pages, my SMS campaigns, even our, one of the things High Level does, it's great. It does the blind voicemail drop that you can literally call and leave a blind voicemail. Well, with 11 Labs now, I've trained it on my voice. So when my team needs to have Jonathan say a message, I don't have to record it. They can go out to 11 Labs, they get my approval, and they now can create that audio at any time they need. That means instead of creating one general audio for my entire audience, we can segment that audience maybe into 100 different segments, and we can have 100 different messages go out because AI can help us do that. And that means we can personalize it unlike we've ever done so before. So if I'm reaching out to you, Brian, I can talk about when we met and what we talked about, as opposed to, oh yeah, Brian, hey, this is Jonathan. I can make it personal because it has that information and it can customize on the fly those responses that it's making.
How awesome.
I'm so excited. I don't look it, but that's because my brain started going down the road of what I can use. And I'm trying to fight my own ADD to say, stay focused. Because now I'm like, I'm doing everything I can not to move the mouse because it's ChatGPT's right there. 11 Labs is up because I was using it just before the show. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got to figure this out. I got to do this for one of the ad promotions. And so using a voice there. Okay.
Even your ad copy, if you guys, your marketing team's writing it, imagine again being able to focus, not having one type of copy, but having 4 different landing pages for different people that are different campaigns and driving it personally into their pain points. So sorry, Joe, you, tons of ideas.
Great. No, again, especially like I've used ChatGPT on LinkedIn to pull people's personality profiles from what they wrote on there. And so then if you go and break it up into the 4 different personality types for 4 different landing pages and have it segregate your list based off personality type, then to them, they're going to be like, it's a natural fit. I went right 100%. There and it's speaking to me directly. I like that. So Brian, any questions?
No, I do have one. Are you going to be here in October in Dallas?
I am. Yeah, I know I'm one of the speakers at that AI Marketing World Conference, and I know Austin is putting on well. Looking forward. Are you guys going to be there?
I'll be.
Brian probably will.
Yeah, I'll be at the Go High Level Summit. That's going to be here also.
Oh, the High Level Summit too. Yeah, that's I think the week before or after. Yeah, I'm planning on being there as well. Yes.
All right, perfect. I got a VIP ticket to that one, so I'll see you there. I spoke there last year, and so I'm going back, but as an attendee this year. It was a lot of fun.
It's a great conference. They put on a really good show.
Yeah, and it's in a new venue this year too.
That's what I heard. Yeah, it's more than a week out, so I couldn't tell you where it is, but yeah, I remember they were telling me last week about that, and it was pretty cool.
It's gonna be a good time. No, it's good running back into you again. I actually have to run. I gotta go to a networking event, but it's fun to see you again. So I'll look forward to seeing you when you're here in Dallas.
Sounds great. Thank you. Yeah, we'll definitely catch up.
Thanks, Joe.
Peace.
So, Joe, I know we're running up against time limits. Do I have time for one more thing yet or no?
Absolutely. I was even going to encroach another question on you.
Oh, go ahead. I've got time. We're good.
All right.
You go first.
Yeah. So my thing was, can you walk us through a real world example where the AI prompting completely changed somebody's business, marketing, or their sales strategy? Working with 400,000 people, you've had to have somebody where you were like, dude, do it this way. And they were like, boom, my whole world changed.
So let me talk to you about a solar installation company that we worked with, and they, to do solar installations, it's all based on basically aerial photographs that they get out of Google, and they look at your roof, and based upon the dimensions and everything else, they can figure out what you need and how many panels they can put on and all that. It's a very regimented, routine process. But it took a lot of time because somebody'd reach in and say, hey, I'm interested in solar for my home. Great. What's your address? Somebody'd have to go pull that data up. They'd have to look at the Google photos. They'd have to measure that with digital tools to do that. And then they'd actually have to run the calculations and figure out, well, would it be better if I put them sideways or vertically or whatever in order to get that best fill to get the most solar power? We worked with an agency, and again, we don't do the direct solutions, but we help them through that, create a solution in which now when that inquiry comes in, the AI automatically looks at it, references the database, pulls up the home roof, and confirms with the homeowner, is this your home? Yes, it is. Perfect. They then, in seconds, analyze the square footage on that, analyze where it's sitting, north, south, east, west, based on where they should be putting the solar panels. Obviously, putting them on the north side of the house, not a great idea.
Right.
Based upon that, it literally plots out and creates a graphic for the proposal to show you, Joe, here's how we would put solar panels on your roof to get optimum placement. And based upon the size and where you're at, latitude and longitude, all that, it calculates and tells you how much power you're likely to generate within a reasonable range and what this means for your electric bill going forward. This is all done, which used to take, somebody'd request it, it'd be 2-3 days before they could get a quote back. Now they're requesting it, and oftentimes while that person's literally still on the website, they're getting a quote back with the details, with the pricing, with everything else, and the cost savings. And it's all done even in graphics. So I can now see a picture, an aerial photo of my house with the solar panels on it, and go, wow. And the close ratio as a result of that, as you can imagine, went through the roof. No pun intended.
There was a pun intended.
Yeah, I mean, so that's just one example. And they were able then to take and reallocate resources. So instead of needing to have all of these quote professionals, they have one now who reviews the quotes and make sure that they're accurate, as opposed to, I believe they had 8 in the past that were going through and doing this, and they were still running behind. Now they're able to move those people into other positions, be able to add more value. And let's face it, it wasn't a job most of those people loved because it was very rudimentary, very rote, and very detail oriented. And not everybody loves those really detail oriented jobs.
Exactly. That's fantastic. Wow. Okay. That makes sense. So again, a solar company, nobody's stopping to look and say, right? If all you did was say, how can I use AI to make X better?
Yes.
You're on the right move, right? That's the first thing you got to ask yourself, and then call Jonathan.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't think AI applies to you, I think you're mistaken. And we've never worked with a client and ended up going, you're right, AI is not going to help you. It may not help you in the ways you think it's going to help you. Sometimes it helps in different areas, but we can work in operations, you can work in sales, you can work in marketing. And again, I'm agnostic. We don't sell solutions, we just train. But those solutions can fit across the board in almost any enterprise. And the only reason I say almost is someday somebody's going to prove me wrong. But in 400,000 clients that we've talked to, not one of them has said, oh yeah, well, it's not going to work for us.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's just absolutely amazing. And again, the other thing I hear,
the Amish.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny though. They're not all opposed to using the technology to help them out. The solar company I talked about was not Amish, but we used to live in an Amish community, and we actually had they weren't using the technology, but they wanted us using it on their behalf. So, they wanted the tool on the website that was going to help their client determine what size shed they needed, or what size playground they needed, or what size solar panels they needed, because that was okay. They just didn't want to use it themselves.
They didn't do it themselves. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we used to sell a lot of websites when I was in the digital marketing space to Amish shed builders. Really odd, but they all knew that's how they were going to sell stuff, and they wanted them. They didn't want to maintain it. They didn't want to do it.
I'm not doing
happy
it.
to pay you for it.
Right. That's amazing. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I cut you off before you were going forward. But
that's all right. I've forgotten now what I was going to say.
So it's ADD, probably and that's why I had to jump out with mine. Yeah,
I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. Yeah, so, no, I want to encourage everybody, Joe, that again, it's very unlikely that we can't find a way for AI to do 3 things for you. And the cool thing at the same time, imagine something like a technology that will allow you to save time, will allow you to make more money, and deliver more value to your clients at the same time. Never in my 50-year history have I been able to make more money and give more value to my clients at the same time. It never works that way. Nope. Now you can, and you can save time on top of it.
I love it. Well, like you said, if you can't cut 30 minutes out of your day after 3 days of playing with AI, right, you're doing something wrong. So is jonathanmast.com the best place for people to get a hold of you? Or do you
remember my name, jonathanmast.com, or if you just remember that guy with the white beard, if you're watching the video, if you search for white beard AI, you'll find me. And either way, yeah, we got tons of free resources. I would love to help any of you find out how to put AI into your business.
Fantastic. I can't thank you enough. You sparked me. I'm so excited right now, and I'm already going to start opening up tabs and film.
Awesome. I love to hear that.
We'll be able to do. So, but no, thank you so much, Jonathan. Appreciate your time and all your wisdom. I encourage everybody who's watching the show right now, jonathanmast.com. Go there, learn what it is. Facebook group, they can go join the Facebook group too. Is that possible?
Entirely free. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. It's back up, entirely free. As they said, their technology made a mistake. So we'll leave it at that for now. That right. Recently happened.
So AI was jealous of your AI. So that's what it was.
There were rumors of that happening. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Perfect. So I want to say thank you so much. Everybody else, thanks for listening. And I'm going to tell you, go out and sell something. Thanks, everyone.
Let's talk about sales, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the challenges that may be. Let's talk about sales. A little bit.